Hi students, good afternoon to all. So I welcome you all in this fluid mechanics lecture. So in last lecture, we have started the point simplitude manometers. We have seen there the case for the positive pressure and for the negative pressure, and we have derived this equation, right? E is equal to minus gamma WHA, or E is equal to minus in bracket gamma 1 H1 plus gamma 2 H2. So the basic fundamentals behind deriving this equation is that under equilibrium condition, pressure intensity or pressure head above the datum is same in both the limbs. So that same fundamental concept we use everywhere to derive any equation for finding the pressure intensity or for solving the problems. So we have solved this problem as well as this problem we have solved in yesterday's lecture. So let us move ahead to solve the next problem. Write down the problem, take your notebook, pen, have a calculator. This is the diagram given. Find the vacuum pressure in the pipe containing, find the vacuum pressure in the pipe containing a liquid of specific gravity, a liquid of specific gravity 0.9 as shown in figure, as shown in figure. This is the diagram. This is the cross section of the pipe, circular cross section of the pipe. This is the point A. This is the center of the pipe, and this is the U-tube manometer connected to that pipe. Okay. You can draw the U-tube like this, or you can draw like this also. No problem. The values are given here. 0.1. The liquid is mercury, manometric liquid. The liquid present in the pipe, it has a specific gravity 0.9. And here we have to find out what is the vacuum pressure. Vacuum pressure is nothing but it is negative pressure that you have to find out, right? So now how you are going to solve it? Who will tell how to solve this problem? Yes, anyone?
Pressure in left limb equal to pressure in right.
Repeat once again, you are not audible. Speak loudly.
Pressure in left limb equal to pressure in right limb.
Correct. So the same principle, whatever we have used in the previous problem, that we have to use. This is the datum line. Datum line, it is not the case that it should be always on the left limb. It can be on the right limb. Now you can see here, as there is a vacuum pressure inside the pipe, so the mercury level has lowered in the right limb. It has increased. The height of the mercury level has been increased in the left limb, right? So here the datum line is, this is the lower level of the mercury. So here you can draw the datum line like this. So what is the condition to solve this? We have to use the condition under equilibrium condition. When condition equilibrium will reach, under equilibrium condition, the pressure head in the left limb above the datum, this is the datum, याच्यावरचा pressure head above the datum, it must be equal to the pressure head in the right limb, right? So what are the heads in the left limb? So let us consider the pressure head in the pipe as a HA. Okay, so I will write first here HA plus pressure head because of this column of the liquid. या सेंटर लाईन पासून असं आपण जर ही लाईन काढली तर डिस्टन्स आपल्याला दिलेला आहे. हा जो लिक्विड कॉलम आहे याच्यामुळे क्रिएट झालेला प्रेशर हेड हा कोणत्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये ऍक्ट होणार आहे? इट विल बी ऍक्टिंग इन डाऊनवर्ड डायरेक्शन. या हा जो डेटम आहे डेटम वरती तो ऍक्ट होणार आहे. प्लस pressure head because of this liquid हे जे मॅनोमेट्रिक लिक्विड आहे त्याचा जो कॉलम आहे त्या कॉलमचा परत प्रेशर हेड कशावरती कोणत्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये ऍक्ट होणार आहे डाऊनवर्ड डायरेक्शन मध्ये ऍक्ट होईल ऑन दिस पर्टिक्युलर axis, okay, datum, right? So we have to add this both values, right? By what is the formula? Now let us consider here the for this particular pipe height is h1, okay, and for this liquid the height is h2. Already that values are given, directly you can put the values. It will be better to first write down the formula and then you can put the values. You can consider here, you can write here, let h1 is equal to the height of the liquid. Which liquid? This liquid, liquid flowing through the pipe or lighter liquid, and h2 is equal to height of the manometric fluid or head of the manometric fluid. Then s1 and s2 also you can mention there, and then you can use this condition, under equilibrium condition. Okay, ha plus what will be h1s1 plus it will be h2s2 on the left side of the in the left limb above the datum. It must be equal to the pressure head in the right limb above the datum. So this is the datum line. What is the pressure head here in the right limb? Who will tell me? Is there any liquid, any fluid is there in the right limb?
No.
No.
There is a fluid, there is a but not a liquid. Okay, there is no any kind of liquid is there, but there is a fluid which is called air. Air is there, but air is having the density as compared to the liquid is very negligible. So it can be we cannot we can what we can say, it can be neglected, or in other words, as we are considering here this pressure gauge. Okay, and in gauge pressure we are finding here gauge pressure. In gauge pressure the atmospheric pressure is considered as a datum, right? So pressure head, because of the atmospheric air, atmospheric pressure will be taken as 0. So I can write here 0, right? Okay, so this is our equation. Now here we are interested in finding this pressure head. So I will keep this ha on the left hand side, and I will take this h1s1 as well as h2s2 on the right hand side. So both will become minus. So I can write here minus here common. I can take this minus sign common, and in bracket I can write here h1s1 plus h2s2, right? Bracket will be complete. Now put that values. What is h1? H1 is nothing but it is 0. So minus sign I will keep it here. 0.7 multiplied by, what is s1? It is 0.9 plus, what is h2? It is 0.1 into what is the s2? It is 13.6. So find out that, you will get the answer for the pressure head in the pipe. So 0.7 multiplied by 0.9 plus 13.6 multiplied by 0.1, it is 1.99, or you can say it is a 2 meter minus 2 meter of water, right? See here, you may do the mistake in examination. You might be thinking that the liquid present over here is the liquid, that oil is there having specific gravity 0.9. So we should multiply the pressure into this height by weight density of that liquid. But here we are finding this pressure head in terms of meter of water. So therefore, when we are finding the pressure intensity, now here by using this pressure head, here we multiply this pressure head by weight density of water. Okay, so this thing you should keep in mind. Otherwise you may do that, you may find the specific gravity of that liquid, that weight density of that liquid by using the specific gravity of that liquid and multiplying it by weight density of water. So you will do like this calculation, 0.9 multiplied by 9810, and you will get the weight density of oil, and you will put that value here, and you will find out the pressure intensity at the point A. But this will be wrong. Okay, here you have to consider, you have to keep in mind that we are finding this pressure head in terms of meter of water, and therefore we should multiply this pressure head by weight density of water. Okay, now you can compare this answer with the other method. Okay, you will solve this problem by other method also, and you will check whether your answer by this method and that method is same or not. So minus sign it will be there with this. So do the calculation and tell me what is the answer for this. 2 into 901 9810, and you will get here the pressure intensity as 19,620 Newton per meter square. So in which unit the answer is asked, whether it is mentioned there? It is not mentioned here. Okay, so minus 1900 or 19,620 Newton per meter square will be the answer. Or you can write this answer like this also. PA is equal to, write this value in positive manner, 19,620 Newton per meter square, and in bracket you can write here vacuum. Okay, so from this particular term you can get an idea. We will get an idea about what kind of pressure is there. Vacuum means it is a negative pressure. So when we are writing in bracket, writing here vacuum, so it is not necessary to use that sign here. Okay, minus sign. It is not necessary to put that minus sign there. So has everyone understood this problem? How we found this value? Or we will once again solve this problem, same problem, by using other method, so that your doubt will be get clear. So I will make it. Yes. Now tell me, what is the formula in terms of pressure intensity? Under equilibrium condition, pressure intensity in the left limb, it must be equal to the pressure intensity in the right limb above the datum. So now who will tell me the formula here?
PA plus gamma 1 H1 plus gamma 2 H2.
Gamma 1 H1 plus gamma 2 H2 is equal to 0, because pressure in the right limb is the atmospheric pressure, and atmospheric pressure is taken as a datum. So as we are taking it as a datum, means its value must be equal to 0. So therefore we can write here P is equal to, taking both these terms on the right hand side, we can take this minus common here, and we can write here gamma 1 H1 plus gamma 2 H2, right? So now what is the gamma 1? Gamma is nothing but it is the weight density of this liquid. Gamma 2 is nothing but it is the weight density of this liquid. So directly I will write here the formula for that. Gamma 1, the specific weight of the liquid, specific gravity of the liquid is 0.9 into 9810. So this is the value of gamma 1 multiplied by H1 is equal to 0.7, right? Plus now gamma 2, mercury, the 13.6 specific gravity multiplied by 9810 into height 0.1, right? So do the multiplication and do the calculation and tell me the answer, whether you are getting the same value or not. In bracket, so here minus sign will be there. 0.9 multiplied by 9810 into 0.7 plus 13.6 into 9810 into 0.1, bracket complete. I have still bracket, or yes, 19,000
50 19.50
19,521.9 Newton per meter square. So you means you will observe there some variation is there in the answer, but it is approximately same. Why there is some variation in the answer is there? Because HA value, it was how much it was, 1.99, and we have taken it round up figure. Okay, आपण ती round up केलेली होती figure. Instead of this 2, if we take here 1.99, then you will also get the same value here. Let us check it.
19521.9.
1.99 we have taken here. Instead of that, I will take here 9810 into 1.99, and same answer you will get. So see here, H is equal to, instead of this 2, if you take here 1.99 meter of water, exact value, then you will get the same answer. Whatever the answer you are getting here, the same answer you will get. So the now doubt might have been cleared from your mind that here, though the specific gravity of liquid is anything, but as we are finding this pressure head in terms of meter of water, we have to multiply this head by weight density of water and not by the weight density of that liquid. Okay, so this thing is very crucial. You should keep in mind. Otherwise, there are chances that you may lose the marks in the examination, even though you know all the steps how to solve the problem. But if you do the blunder here while solving the problem, then definitely you will not get the full mark for this kind of problem. Okay, so see here, the same answer is you have got here. The answer is written in kilonewton. Is there any doubt? Next problem. Here we are not going to solve this problem. Just I want to know that how many of you can draw the diagram correctly. That is the important thing here. Calculation part you can do later on also. Read the problem and try to draw the diagram. Write on the problem first. A simulative manometer shows a mercury level 90 mm above the center of the pipe in the open limb and 60 mm below the center of the pipe in the left limb connected to the pipe. The pipe is horizontal and carries oil of specific gravity 0.8. Calculate absolute pressure in the pipe. So again, this problem is different than the previous problem. See, whatever the problems we take in the class, not a single problem will be the repetition of the previous one. Okay, every problem is of the different varieties. It is not there is not no point in taking the same kind of problems and doing the time pass in the classroom. So what is the reason behind that? Taking the different varieties of problem, so you will get some idea about how to solve the problems, right? And once you solve one kind of problem, then similar kind of problem it can be solved by you afterwards also during the practice. Okay, has everyone written this problem? Here in this problem it is asked to calculate the absolute pressure, right? So you have learned what is the meaning of absolute pressure in the one of the lectures, previous lecture. We have seen the system of pressures. Gauge pressure system is there and absolute pressure is there. So how to find out the absolute pressure? Also, we have seen absolute pressure is nothing but, yes, can anyone tell me? Out of these two line, which line is the line of the absolute pressure?
Second.
This one or this one?
Yes.
First or
What?
second?
Second.
The first and this is second. Okay, second. This is the absolute pressure or absolute
zero pressure.
Absolute zero pressure. This is the absolute zero pressure line. And this line, what we call this line?
Atmospheric pressure.
Correct. This line is called as the atmospheric pressure line. Now suppose we have measured the gauge pressure. Gauge pressure आपण कुठून measure करतो? From which line? From this line 1 or line 2?
About line first.
Line first, correct. So this is the datum. For the gauge pressure, the datum line is the atmospheric pressure, right? So this pressure is called as the gauge pressure, P gauge. We can write like this. Now, tell me how to find out the absolute pressure. Absolute pressure kind for this particular point A is there and it has the gauge pressure. P gauge is equal to, for let us say 100 Newton per meter square, right? This is the gauge pressure. And now I want to find out what is the absolute pressure. Okay, means I have to measure the same pressure from this absolute zero line. So this much pressure is called as the P absolute. Now to get this P absolute, what I have to do? See their relation, we have written the formula for the P absolute. P absolute is equal to, what is that? P
atmosphere plus P gauge.
plus P gauge pressure, right? Why we have done the admission? Why would here the addition of these two pressures? See, in geometry we have learned if the two lines are there, parallel lines are there, there is another line. If this line is given and if you want to find out the height of the total line, then what we have to do? We have to do the addition of this line plus this line to get this line, right? The same thing is there. I want this total length, right, or total height. So what I have to do? I have to add this pressure in this gauge pressure to get the total pressure or to get the absolute pressure. So what is this much? This pressure is nothing but it is the atmospheric pressure. And what is the value of atmospheric pressure? You have written there in the notebook.
760.
No, it is in head. It is the pressure head in terms of meter of mercury or mm of mercury. Now, when we are talking about the pressure, the unit should be Newton per meter square or kilonewton per meter square. So whatever the pressure you have written there, 101 point something, 32.
101.325.
Right, 101.325 kilonewton per meter square. So this value is fixed one, right? So now here, now I want to find out what is the absolute pressure. Then what I do? I do the addition of gauge pressure in this pressure. This is the fixed value 101.325. This is the atmospheric pressure. In this atmospheric pressure, what I will do? I will do the addition of this gauge pressure to get the absolute pressure. Has everyone understood this? Yes. This is our formula. P absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure, right? This pressure so this pressure is the atmospheric pressure. In this atmospheric pressure, its value is 101.325 kilonewton per meter square. In this value, what we do? We do the addition of this gauge pressure, then you will get this absolute pressure. Okay, so this formula we have to use to find out the absolute pressure. In this problem, we have to calculate what is the absolute pressure. So the thing is that here, what is your task now in this problem? In this problem, first of all, you have to draw the diagram. And after drawing the diagram, you have to find out the pressure present in the pipe, and whatever the pressure you will get, that pressure is nothing but it is the gauge pressure, right? याच्या अगोदरच्या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये आपण जो काढला होता तो पण गेज प्रेशर होता, और वी कॅन कॉल इट एज अ व्हॅक्यूम प्रेशर बिकॉज इट वॉज निगेटिव्ह प्रेशर. आणि त्याच्या अगोदर जो प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह होता त्याच्यामध्ये जो प्रेशर आपण फाइंड आउट केलेला आहे दॅट इज ऑल्सो गेज प्रेशर. म्हणजे मॅनोमीटरचा वापर करून किंवा कुठल्याही प्रेशर गेजचा वापर करून आपण जो प्रेशर फाइंड आउट करतो दॅट प्रेशर इज नथिंग बट इट इज अ गेज प्रेशर. ओके, so this thing we have to keep in mind because atmospheric pressure is considered as a datum, so we call that pressure as a gauge pressure. And then you add that value 101.325 kilonewton in that gauge pressure to get this absolute pressure. So first of all, what you have to do here, read the problem and try to draw the diagram. After drawing the diagram, find out the pressure, that is PA, inside the pipe, and that PA is nothing but it is the gauge pressure. Do the addition of 101.325 in that pressure to get the absolute pressure. Has anyone understood the problem? Can anyone draw the diagram here? You can use your screen and you can draw the diagram, or you can draw the diagram in your notebook and show that diagram on the screen. Either way you can do it. Either use the screen to draw the diagram or draw the diagram in your notebook and then show it on the screen by starting your camera. Yes. Anyone want to draw the diagram? First of all, we have to read the problem thoroughly. A simulative manometer shows.
Sir, may
Yes. Do you want to draw?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can draw now. You can use the pen. Pencil is there on your somewhere side on that your screen. If you are using laptop or the computer, then there will be one bar. Right now you can write. Okay. So I also don't know what kind of diagram is there or whether this diagram is right or wrong. So I will read the problem and I will judge whether it is correct or not. Okay. So let us other students also try to think on it and try to draw the diagram in your notebook, and then we will see whether it is correct or not. A simulative manometer shows mercury level 90 mm above the center of pipe in open limb. Okay, open limb can be left limb or right limb. Okay, till now up to this line, up to these words, we don't know which limb is the open limb, whether it is right or left. And 60 mm below the center of the pipe in the left limb. Now here, see, they are talking about the here left limb, means definitely open limb will be the right limb, right? So the mercury level in the right limb, they are talking, the mercury level 90 mm above the center of the line, center of the pipe in the open limb, means right limb. So this diagram, this part is correct. Okay, up to this much 90 meter, 90 mm is the height above the center of the pipeline. Then the photogrammet later and 60 mm below the center of pipe in the left limb. Okay, so the mercury level in the left limb. So it has been represented here, mercury level in the left limb. It is 60 mm below the center of pipe. Okay, so it is center line. She has drawn here this center line, and it is 60 mm below the center line. Okay, so this is also correct one. The pipe is horizontal and the center, it carries the oil of specific gravity 0.8. Calculate the absolute pressure. Okay, so that whatever the diagram Mayuri has drawn, the diagram is correct one. So I think everyone should clap for her. She has drawn the correct diagram here. Okay. So after drawing this diagram, here we will try to solve the problem. Those students who have not drawn the diagram, you can draw this diagram here, or I will draw it more. Some students might be not getting exactly what has been shown here. I will draw it once again. This is the cross section of the pipe. Okay, this is the pipe. Now in this, this is the manometer. In this manometer, there is a mercury. So this is the, you can say this is the datum line, right? And there is a mercury inside it. Mercury level, you can say this is up to this point. Okay, this is the center of the pipe. Now we have to draw the center line like this up to this, and then this distance and this distance. This distance is 60 mm and this is 90 mm, right? This is our diagram for this problem. Now, who will tell me the formula? This is the point A, specific gravity 0.8. So same condition we have to use here, under equilibrium condition. The pressure head in the left limb above the datum, it must be equal to the pressure head in the right limb. So who will tell me the formula? Let us consider it as a HA pressure head here, H1 here, H2 here. Yes,
HA plus S1 H1.
HA plus H1 S1 equal to,
H2 S2.
Yes.
correct. So therefore, HA is equal to H2 S2 minus H1 S1. Then it must be equal to, put the values. Now here, who will tell me what is H value of H2?
150.
150.
150, correct. It is 150. Now, before putting that values here, convert that in meter. It will be 0.09 meter. This will be H1 will be equal to 0.06 meter, and it will be total value of the H2 will be 0.15 meter, right? So 0.15 meter multiplied by, it is mercury is there, right? So 13.6 minus H1 0.06 multiplied by 0.8. So how much it has come? H is equal to
1.92.
0.15 multiplied by 13.6 minus 0.06 into 0.8, 1.992, right? So we can write
Yes,
here
sir.
1.2 meter of water. This is our head. So PA is equal to, it is gamma W into HA. So 9810 multiplied by 1.2 is equal to, how much?
19.54 kilonewton per meter square.
PA. It has come 11772
Yes, sir. 11772.
Newton per meter square. Or in kilonewton, so we need to write this value in kilonewton because the atmospheric pressure value is in kilonewton. So 11.772 kilonewton per meter square. So whatever the pressure we have got here, it is the gauge pressure. We are interested in absolute pressure.
Hello, sir.
We can write here absolute pressure is equal to, first of all,
Hello,
write down
sir.
the formula, P atmosphere plus P gauge pressure.
Hello, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
Hello, sir. HA ची व्हॅल्यू 1.99
1.992 येते ना. 992.
992.
yes, 1.992 is there, but I have taken it round up value I have taken here. 1.992, right? So I have taken it round figure 1.2. We can take it 1.992. So right, sorry, I have mistaken here. Instead of taking directly 2, I have taken here 1.2. So you can take here 992 value. Okay. So mistake has been happened there from my side. So this value might be wrong here.
19.54.
1.992. Take the exact value to get the exact answer, 1.992. So have a habit to take the more accurate values or exact values. It has come
1954.
1954
1.5.
1.52 Newton per meter square. Correct. Now divide it by 1000 to get this value in kilonewton. It will be 19.541 kilonewton per meter square. Right. Now this is the formula to find out the absolute pressure. So P absolute is equal to P atmospheric, that is 101.325 in kilonewton plus this value. So you will get here plus, do the addition, answer plus 101.325. How much it has come?
120 point
101.325 plus 19.541,
86.
120.866 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so this should be our answer. Right. Has everyone understood how to solve this? Now I will suggest you as a homework that instead of using this method, you can solve this method by solve this problem by using that another method. What is that? Pressure intensity under equilibrium condition, pressure intensity in the left limb is equal to the pressure intensity in the right limb above the datum, right? So their formula will be PA plus gamma 1 H1 is equal to gamma 2 H2. P is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1. So gamma 2 here, mercury is there, 13.6 into 9810. Okay, ज्यांचं सोडून झालं त्यांनी या पद्धतीने पण सोडून बघा, मायनस इंटू एच राहिले या ठिकाणी, दॅट इज 0.15. ओके, मायनस गॅमा 1 0.8 इंटू 9810 इंटू 0.06. Okay, check whether you are getting this pressure, same pressure or not. 13.6 into 9810 into 0.15 minus 0.8 into 9810 multiplied by 0.06. Yes, I am getting the same answer. Are you getting the same value or not? हा प्रॉब्लेम आपला सोडून झाला, इथं संपलेला प्रॉब्लेम. ह्याच्या खाली अल्टरनेट मेथड वरती त्याला नाव द्या, अल्टरनेट मेथड, आणि या मेथडनी प्रॉब्लेम सोडवा. ही पीए ची व्हॅल्यू किंवा हा गेज प्रेशर, ही एवढी व्हॅल्यू तुम्हाला भेटते की नाही ते चेक करा. त्याला जर आपण परत 1000 डिवाइड केलं, 1954, आय एम गेटिंग द सेम व्हॅल्यू, 1954 न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वेअर डिवाइडेड बाय 1000, 19.541 kilonewton per meter square, right? This is the gauge pressure, and addition of this value, you will get this value. Yes, ज्यांना अजून पहिल्याच मेथडने सोडवलेलं म्हणजे सोडून झालेलं नाही त्यांनी सोडवा. सेकंड मेथडचा विचार करू नका, आधी या मेथडने सोडवा. आणि ज्यांचं सोडून झाले त्यांनी दे कॅन गो फॉर दिस मेथड, सेकंड मेथड. And let us check the answer. 120.866 correct. Whatever the absolute pressure it is there in the problem, 120.86 kilonewton per meter square is the correct answer here. Absolute pressure. समजलं का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, sir.
Should I wait here for a few minutes, or should we go ahead? काही डाऊट असेल तर विचारा. Yes, is there any doubt? If you are having no doubt, then you can go for the next problem. Again, see here, this is another variety of problem is there. Problem has been not solved here, but answer is given. You can solve this problem at home. Okay. Note down the answer also. Answer पण त्या ठिकाणी note down करा. To verify your answers, whatever the answers you are getting there after calculation, to check whether it is correct or incorrect. For that purpose, note down the answer also. Write on the problem. Find the pressure in the pipe as shown in figure. See here, there are now one more addition is there. One more. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
एकच मिनिट. काय प्रॉब्लेम झाला? Yes, now share the screen. What is happening here? Yes. Draw this diagram. Find the pressure in the pipe as shown in figure. Draw the cross section of the pipe, circular cross section. There is a water in the pipe. H1 40. Now here there are three liquids present in the manometer. In the left limb above the datum there is a water. On the right side above the datum there is a mercury, and above the mercury there is another liquid, that is kerosene. There are three liquids. So here there will be three heights, values of heads, and three specific gravities. So you can use the notation S1 for the water, 1 for the water, 2 for the mercury, and 3 for the kerosene. Okay. So H1 will be the head of the water, H2 will be the head of mercury, H3 will be the head of kerosene. S1, S2, S3 are the respective specific gravities of the liquid, that is water, mercury, and kerosene. Right. So now who will tell me the equation here? That is the important thing to solve this problem. If you know the equation, then you can easily solve this problem. Remaining part is the only calculation part. Yes, can anyone tell me the equation?
HA plus H1S1 is equal to H2S2 plus H3S3.
Correct. So everyone understood that equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Mayur has given the correct answer for this equation. If you don't listen it, if you have not listen it carefully, I will write down here. HA काय करायचं आपल्याला या ठिकाणी डेटम जो आहे त्या डेटमची लाईन ड्रॉ करून घ्यायची आणि लेफ्ट लिंब मध्ये कोणकोणते या ठिकाणी हेड आहेत बघायचे. एक आहे HA, तो HA मी या ठिकाणी लिहून घेतला. दुसरा हेड कोणता आहे? हा आहे H1S1. अजून कोणता हेड आहे का या ठिकाणी? नाहीये. सो आय कॅन राईट हिअर इज इक्वल टू. नाउ इन द राईट साइड, right limb above the datum, what are the heads? This one is there and this is another head. या दोन्हीचा वेट किंवा प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी कुठे ऍक्ट होणार आहे? इन डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन. So here I can write H2S2 plus H3 S3. So this is the equation that we have to use to solve this problem. Take this H1 S1 on the left hand side, it will become minus H1 S1, right? H is equal to this equation, and remaining part is just calculation part. Okay, so that we are not going to solve this problem here. This will be your homework task. You can do it later on. Now, next problem. In the manometer problem, it is very important to understand the problem first if the problem is given in the word format. Because if you do the mistake in drawing the diagram correctly, then your problem will be become wrong. Okay. So first of all, we have to understand the problem, what is given in the problem, and accordingly we have to draw the diagram and then do the calculation. Calculation part is the secondary part here. Drawing the diagram, understanding the problem and drawing the diagram is the important task. So write down the problem. Right limb of simple tube manometer contains mercury in open is open to the atmosphere. The right limb of simple tube manometer containing mercury is open to the atmosphere, while left limb is connected to a pipe in which fluid of specific gravity 0.9 is flowing. To stop. The center of the pipe is 12 centimeter below the level of mercury in the right limb. Find the pressure of the fluid in the pipe if difference of mercury in two limb is 20 centimeter. This is the problem. And I expect that someone will draw the diagram on the screen. And in this problem also, we are not going to do the calculation part, that you can do later on. Just drawing the correct diagram is essential here, is very important. And once you understand how to draw the diagram correctly, then remaining part is of the calculation part. Who will tell me? Who will draw the diagram? Now already Mayuri has drawn the diagram. Apart from her, any other students, if he come forwards, he or she come forward and draw the diagram, it will be welcome. It will be appreciated. Okay, simultaneously you read the problem and draw the diagram. Anyone? Ganesh Wagmare. Are you from direct second year? DSY student?
Yes,
Ganesh?
sir.
Okay. Rahul?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any one student, either from the regular batch or from the DSY class, anyone can draw the diagram here. If you are facing any technical issue, how to draw the diagram on the screen, draw the diagram on your notebook and share it on the screen. Roll number 1. Roll number 1.
Yes, sir.
Can you draw the diagram?
सर मैं हॉस्पिटल मध्ये.
Okay. Roll number 3. Roll number 3. If you are not responding in the time, then I will draw the diagram. Why to waste the time? Roll number 3. Do you want to draw the diagram? Siley? Respond quickly. Okay. No one is there. I will draw the diagram. See, first of all, try to read the problem. First of all, we'll draw the circle here, okay? Because in every problem we will have one pipe, right? Now where to draw diagram here? We'll draw it small diagram here like this. This is our circular pipe. Then first of all, we'll draw the manometer also. Then we will decide the levels of mercury. Then this line. Okay. Let us read the problem. Right limb of the simple tube manometers containing mercury is open to the atmosphere, while left limb is connected to the pipe in which fluid of the specific gravity 0.90 is flowing. The center of the pipe is 12 centimeter below. Now this is the center of the pipe. It is, I will draw the line here. This is the center of the pipe, which is 12 centimeter below the level of mercury in the right limb. This is the right limb mercury level, let us say, right? And this center pipe, center of the pipeline, it is 12 meter below, means this line, this total distance, it will be 12 centimeter, right? Again, what is mentioned? Find the pressure of the fluid in the pipe if the difference of mercury in the two limb is 20 centimeter. Difference of mercury in the two limb. So in the left limb, let us say mercury level is this much, and this difference in the two limb, right limb mercury level and left limb mercury level, this difference they have mentioned here, given it as a 20 centimeter. Okay, this will be the diagram. Now tell me what is H1 and what is the H2?
H1 8 centimeter, H2 20.
Correct. H1 is nothing but this height. This height is nothing but this total height, total distance minus this distance. You will get the H1 value. So therefore, H1 will be equal to 8 centimeter, and H2 already it is given. Not H2. What will the H2 will tell? Value of H2?
20.
20 centimeter. Correct. From the datum, this lower level to this line, the value of H2 will be 20 centimeter. So this will be the diagram, and you have to solve the problem at home afterwards. Okay. So we're not going to solve this problem here in the classroom. Is there any doubt in understanding this problem? Again, there is another problem. So you can practice this problem at home afterwards. If you get any difficulty, you can ask me. Now our next point or next type of manometer, it is single column manometer that we are going to study now. Okay. Now who will tell me what are the various types of simple manometers we have studied, we have seen there in previous lecture, last lecture. See, in your oral examination, such kinds of question will be asked. What are the various devices which are used for measurement of the pressure? Then what are the two broad classification of manometers? Who will tell me? Main two classes, broad classification of manometer. Yes.
Simple manometer and differential.
Correct. Now who will tell me types of simple manometers?
Piezometer, simple YouTube manometer, and single column manometer.
Correct. Piezometer we have studied, simple YouTube manometer we have studied, and third type, that is single column manometer, that now we are going to study, right? So this is again simple manometer. Okay, this is the type of simple manometer, single column manometer. Okay, So what is the meaning of the single column manometer? We can call it is somewhat misnomer, because definitely there will be two columns will be there, but we measure the height of manometric fluid in only one column, and that's why it is considered or called as a single column manometer. Here is the diagram of the single column manometer. In single column manometer, we have the two types of the single column manometers. One is here you can see these are the two types: vertical single column manometer and inclined single column manometer. So what is that single column? In the diagram, if you see there, this column on the right side, this column is called as the single column. Okay. In vertical single column manometer, the column is vertical, it is straightly vertical. And in inclined single column manometer, this column, single column, it is inclined like this. Okay. So depending upon its inclination, whether it is vertical or it is inclined, the two types of the single column manometers are there. Okay. So why scientists have found or invented this kind of manometer? What was the need behind that? Was it not sufficient to use the simple YouTube manometer, and then they have come up with this single column manometer? What is the advantage of using this single column manometer more than the simple YouTube manometer? The thing is that in simple YouTube manometer, what we do, we have to measure the both readings. Okay, both side heads we have to measure. Suppose this is the simple YouTube manometer. In simple YouTube manometers, what we do, we measure H1 value, we measure H2 value, and then we put H1 and H2 values in that equation formula मध्ये आपण टाकतो आणि नंतर ते आपण calculation करतो. Okay, so scientists thought on this, and what they have done, they have done the modification in the simple YouTube manometer. On the left limb, they put a larger size reservoir having very large cross section area as compared to the cross section area of this right limb manometer. Okay, right limb of the manometer. This cross section area of the reservoir, it is as much larger. Generally, it is nearly 100 times more than the area of this right limb manometer, right limb of the manometer. Okay, ह्याचा जो क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया आहे त्याच्यापेक्षा हा जवळजवळ 100 पट हा ह्याचा क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया मोठा त्याने केला. So why they have made like this? So the reason behind keeping this reservoir very large in size is that after connecting this manometer to the pipe, and due to the pressure intensity inside this pipe, there will be a pushing of the liquid manometric fluid will happen there, and there will be a rise in the manometric liquid. It is going to occur here. Okay. जेवढा या ठिकाणी व्हॉल्यूम डिक्रीज होणार आहे तेवढाच व्हॉल्यूम या ठिकाणी राईज होणार आहे कशामध्ये, या राईट लिंब मध्ये. बट ॲज द एरिया, क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया ऑफ दिस रिझर्वायर इज व्हेरी व्हेरी लार्ज ॲज कम्पेअर्ड टू द क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया ऑफ दिस manometric limb, the decrease in the or the fall in the depth in this manometric fluid, it will be very very small. Okay, it will be in it can be represented by letter delta H. It will be very small in value as compared to this fluctuation in the right side of the limb, right side of the manometer. Okay, and hence this fluctuation or this variation in the manometric reading, it can be neglected. Okay, हे मेजर करायची गरज नाहीये कारण ह्याची व्हॅल्यू खूप लहान आहे. So what we have to do, take the values in the calculation मध्ये it is necessary, it will be needed to consider only this value H1 and value of H2, which is measured फ्रॉम द सेंटर ऑफ दिस रिझर्वायर. रिझर्वायरचं सेंटर फिक्स आहे. Therefore, the value of H1 it will be fixed. म्हणजे कुठलाही रिडिंग असेल, कितीही प्रेशर असेल, the value of H1 will be fixed, but the value of H2 it will not be fixed, it will vary. So therefore, in this kind of manometer, just we have to measure the value of H2. H2 चीच फक्त आपण या ठिकाणी व्हॅल्यू मेजर करायची. H1 फाइंड आउट करायची गरज नाही. ऑलरेडी इट इज नोन टू अस. Okay, its value from the center of the reservoir it is known to us, right? Just measure the value of H2 and put that value of H2 in this equation and do the calculation. Okay, so to avoid that, to reduce the time of calculation, okay, scientists they have come up with this solution that attaching the reservoir of larger size on one of the limb of the manometer and doing the measurements, pressure measurements. Okay, have you got the concept or idea behind this single column manometer? Everyone? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll understand single vertical single column manometer first, and then we will see the inclined single column manometer. Its name itself, you will get the idea about what kind of manometer it is. Vertical, it's that single column will be vertical. Okay, vertical single column manometer. To derive this equation here, we should understand the various terms here. First of all, so this H1, H2, delta H, PA, capital A, small a, S1, S2, rho 1, rho 2. These are the things have the usual meaning. Okay, what is the H1 or delta H? What is delta H? Delta H is nothing but it is the fall of heavy liquid in the reservoir. So you can see on the screen here, this height or this is initially before starting the pump, the mercury level was at the level XX. Okay, at the center of the we can say at the center of this reservoir. At XX level, the mercury was at this level. And when we started the pump, pressure started built up here, and this liquid, this fluid pushed the mercury level in downward direction. And now the mercury has reached at YY level. Okay, so the distance between this XX and YY is nothing but it is delta H. Okay, so that is nothing but it is the fall of heavy liquid in the reservoir. What is H2? H2 is the rise of heavy liquid in the right limb. See here, this XX is the fixed position. XX doesn't vary. Okay, center of the reservoir जो आहे तो फिक्स आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये YY हा व्हॅरी करतो. And because of that, this XX is considered as a datum. आणि हा datum consider करून H1 आणि हा H2 हा या ठिकाणी मेजर केला जातो. You can see here in the diagram. The H1 is nothing but it is distance from the center of the pipe from the XX. And what is H2? It is the level of mercury in the right limb manometer from this XX, right? As it is fixed value, so it is taken here from this. What is H1? It is the height of the center of the pipe above the XX. PA, it is the pressure inside this pipe, PA. What is capital A? Capital A is nothing but it is the cross section area of this reservoir. What is small a? Small is the cross section area of the right limb. What is S1? Specific gravity of the liquid in the pipe. What is S2? It is the specific gravity of the liquid in the heavy liquid in the reservoir. Rho 1, weight mass density of the liquid here. Rho 2, it is the mass density of the manometric fluid. Okay, so we have understood now what are the various notations that have been used here. So again, using the same principle that under equilibrium condition. Okay, before that, here what we do, just we have I have told you that जेवढा या ठिकाणी व्हॉल्यूम खाली जाणार आहे किंवा डिक्रीज होणार आहे तेवढाच व्हॉल्यूम या ठिकाणी राईज होणार आहे. बरोबर आहे. सो याचा व्हॉल्यूम किती असेल रिझर्वायर मध्ये डिक्रीज झालेला? द क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया ऑफ द रिझर्वायर दॅट इज कॅपिटल A multiplied by this decrease in the depth, and it is represented by letter delta H. So this is the volume of liquid decreased in the reservoir, आणि तेवढंच व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ लिक्विड हे काय होईल इकडे वाढलं जाईल. सो व्हॉट इज द राइज इन द व्हॉल्यूम इन द लेफ्ट लिम्ब, राईट लिम्ब? इनिशियली इट वॉज हिअर. ओके, एवढं जे आहे ते लिक्विड या ठिकाणी राईज झालेलं आहे. बरोबर आहे. मग ह्याचं व्हॉल्यूम कसं काढणार? दिस H2 multiplied by cross section area of this manometer tube. So this H2 multiplied by cross section area is given by small a. Now we are interested in delta H. Therefore, delta H is equal to A into H2 divided by capital A. Delta H आपल्याला या ठिकाणी value भेटलेली. Now, why this delta H required? You will understand on the next slide. See here, why this delta H we have found here. I will tell here only. If you see this ratio A by A, this ratio is very small. The area will be here, suppose 1 meter or 1 mm square, then area of the reservoir will be 100 mm square. So 1 by 100, this value will be there. And this H2 value will be something in millimeter or centimeter. If it is in millimeter, then we can write here something X value into 10 to the power minus 3. Now, if you look at these values, this is 10 to the power 2. When it will go in the numerator, it will become 10 to the power minus 2. So X into 10 to the power minus 5. This value will become very small. Okay, and as this value has become very small, this value it can be neglected. Means this value of delta H it can be neglected from the calculation. So that's reason behind deriving this equation here first. That equation has given equation number 1. Now here, now consider we have to apply the same principle here. Okay, in the pressure head in the left limb and pressure head in the right limb above the datum is equal to, right? It is same. So now then pressure in the right limb above the YY. When equilibrium will be reached, now here we will consider the YY as a datum. Okay, here because under equilibrium condition, this YY will be the fixed position, right? And ह्याच्या वरचा जो pressure head आहे, that must be equal to the pressure head in the right limb. So equating both in the right limb, left limb, what are the pressure head? First one will be the H1, then HA will be there, then H1 S1 will be there, and then delta H. That also we have to consider here in the equation. Or here you can say, instead of taking pressure head, here the equation has been derived by considering the pressure intensity. Okay, directly. The pressure intensity in the left limb, it must be equal to pressure intensity in the right limb above the datum. Equating these two pressures, you will get here gamma 2 into here. Yeah, above YY, what are the pressure intensities? Right limb मध्ये कोणतं येत या ठिकाणी? It is gamma 2 Y2 plus gamma 2 delta H. Similarly, on the left hand side, there will be gamma 1 here, gamma 1 plus into this height H1 plus delta H. Okay, gamma 1 plus this pressure PA. Okay, pipe madla pressure PA. So PA plus gamma 1 into H1 plus delta H in bracket. So we have written this equation here. Now simplifying this equation, I think equation आपण simplify करूया. This taking this PA on one side, that is pressure, and all other things on the one side. Taking these things, whole thing in the left hand side, you will get here gamma 2 हा part as it is इथं आलेला आहे, minus gamma 1 हा part as it is या ठिकाणी दिला आहे. Therefore it is equal to delta H आपण या ठिकाणी कॉमन काढला दोन्ही मधून. Delta H is equal to हा y2 या ठिकाणी आला आणि हा y1 इथं आला, मायनस y1 हा ब्रॅकेट कंप्लीट प्लस gamma 2 into H2, gamma 2 H2 आणि या ठिकाणी मायनस gamma 1 H1. So we have what here, but from equation 1 हे आपण इक्वेशन 1 मध्ये मगाशी आपण डिराइव्ह केलेला हा पार्ट आहे. सो पार्ट या ठिकाणी टाकून द्या. टाकल्यानंतर आपल्याला ही अशी इक्वेशन भेटेल. ओके, P is equal to A into delta H, H2 upon A, like this. As the area capital A is very large as compared to the small a, hence the ratio small a by capital A becomes very small and it can be neglected. म्हणजे हा जो पार्ट आहे इक्वेशन मधला, हा पार्ट आपण त्या ठिकाणी निग्लेक्ट करू शकतो आणि निग्लेक्ट केल्यानंतर आपल्याला इक्वेशन काय भेटेल, PA इज इक्वल टू गॅमा 2 H2 म्हणजे हा राहिलेला पार्ट मायनस गॅमा 1 H1. Okay, so this is our equation. Now in this equation again this value of H1 is fixed value, gamma 1 gamma 2 is known to you. Just we have to calculate what is the value of H2, and finding this value, putting in this equation, you will get the pressure intensity in pipe. From equation 2 it is clear that as H1 is known, and hence by knowing H2 or rise of heavy liquid in the right limb, the pressure at A can be calculated. Okay, has everyone understood this?
Yes, sir.
This is the equation, PA is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1. So keep this thing in mind, this equation. You can note it down in your notebook. First of all, write down the title, single column manometer. Title, yeah, single column manometer. Then write down these two types, vertical single column manometer and second inclined single column manometer. After that, write down the title, vertical single column manometer, and draw this diagram. Do it fast. Write down this equation for the vertical single column manometer. PA is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1. And then write down this title, inclined single column manometer. Second type, inclined single column manometer. Now again, here one question arises that it is okay that scientists have invented this kind of single column manometer to avoid the time for doing the calculation. So, but why it is necessary to go for this kind of manometer again? Vertical and inclined, this second type they have invented here, inclined single column manometer. Was it necessary? What was the need behind this? Can anyone tell? Logical answer. On the screen, the answer is there. You can read it and you can manipulate that answer in your own ways.
H2 will be increases in incline.
H2 will increase. So in previous cases also it was increasing there. No?
परंतु inclined असल्यामुळे त्याची height, ती length जास्त
Okay. See, the main reason for using this kind of inclined manometer is that when the manometer is vertical, this single column, when it is vertical, at that time, for the same pressure, let us say 100 Newton per meter square हा प्रेशर आहे. या प्रेशरसाठी जेवढं व्हेरिएशन या वर्टिकल कॉलम मध्ये मॅनोमीटर मध्ये होतं त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त व्हेरिएशन हे या इन्क्लाइन मॅनोमीटर मध्ये होतं. ओके, म्हणजे जी लेंथ आहे हाईट दोन्ही मध्ये सारखीच असेल पण इन्क्लाइन असल्यामुळे काय होतं या ठिकाणी हे डिस्टन्स हे वाढतं. ओके, फॉर द सेम प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी there will be more fluctuation in the inclined single column manometer. So therefore this kind of manometer becomes more sensitive for the small fluctuations. So you can read here, this manometer is more sensitive. Okay, so this manometer is useful when we require more accurate results. की ज्या स्टडीसाठी आपल्याला जास्त ॲक्युरेट रिझल्ट्स पाहिजे असतील किंवा फ्लक्च्युएशन्स हे त्या ठिकाणी मायन्युटली आपल्याला मेजर करायचे असतील, देन वी शुड गो फॉर दिस काइंड ऑफ मॅनोमीटर. ही जी लेंथ आहे लेंथ मध्ये जास्त व्हेरिएशन होईल ऍज कम्पेअर टू द हाईट. ओके, वर्टिकल ह्याच्यामध्ये हाईट मध्ये. So this is the reason. Then again, the principles are same. Simple single vertical single column manometer मध्ये जी derivation आपण केलेली आहे, the same derivation is applicable here. Now here you can anyone tell me what will be the pressure head in this particular inclined manometer, whether it is H2 or L? What is the pressure head? कोण सांगेल? राईट लिंब मधला जो प्रेशर हेड आहे तो H घ्यायचा, H2 घ्यायचा का L घ्यायचा?
L.
यस, कोण सांगेल? Will tell. Ganesh is saying that L is to be taken. Anyone? Yes, anyone? Can anyone tell?
L बरोबर अँगल पण येणार ना मग साइन थीटा.
See, to give the answer of this question correctly, आपला याच्या अगोदरचा जो कन्सेप्ट आहे तो आपला क्लिअर पाहिजे. What was that concept about hydrostatic pressure? Hydrostatic law. हायड्रोस्टॅटिक लॉ मध्ये आपण काय म्हटलं होतं? व्हर्टिकल डिस्टन्स हा शब्द महत्वाचा आहे या ठिकाणी. व्हर्टिकल डिस्टन्स H जो आहे तो व्हर्टिकल डिस्टन्स आहे. हा L कसा आहे? इन्क्लाइन आहे. मग हे इन्क्लाइन डिस्टन्स या ठिकाणी आपण घेऊ शकतो का हेड म्हणून? नाही घेऊ शकत. ह्याचा हेड काय असणार आहे? हा डेटम आणि हा अपर जो लेवल आहे याची मर्क्युरीची, या दोन्ही मधलं व्हर्टिकल डिस्टन्स इज नथिंग बट इट इज द हेड फॉर दिस पर्टिक्युलर column of the liquid. Okay, सगळ्यांना समजलं काय? So this H2 is the head for this incline. So therefore now here the equation will be same. जे आपण इक्वेशन डिराइव केले, P is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1. Now the question might have come in your mind that why it is what is the use of this angle theta and how to measure this H2. See here, हे जे incline जो manometer आहे, incline जे leg आहे, याच्या along this leg there will be a measuring strip will be there, scale will be there. Okay, ही scale या ठिकाणी अटॅच केलेली असते to measure these fluctuations. ठीक आहे, त्याच्यावरून आपल्याला हे L ची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी माहित होऊ शकते. वर्टिकल यासाठी अशी वर्टिकल स्केल या ठिकाणी नाहीये. इट इज समॉट डिफिकल्ट टू मेजर दिस राईज. हे राईज झालेले हे वर्टिकल याच्यामध्ये हा हेड मोजणं थोडा अवघड आहे, कारण हे इन्क्लाइन आहे आणि हे वर्टिकल स्केल आपण लावतो या ठिकाणी. सो मेजरमेंट विल बी डिफिकल्ट. मग या ठिकाणी काय करायचं आपण? ही स्केल ही अलॉंग दिस मॅनोमीटर ओनली इट विल बी अटॅच. सो वी कॅन मेजर द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ L. देन हे L व्हॅल्यू मेजर करून आपण हा आपल्याला तर पाहिजे H2. ह्या फॉर्म्युल्यामध्ये काय H2 आहे. So what can be done here, and we are measuring here L. So instead of H, by using trigonometry, we can convert this H2 in terms of L. How we can do that? If you draw here the diagram like this, it will become triangle. This is the angle theta. This is the height H2. This is the L, right? So what is sin theta here? Sin theta is
H2 upon L.
H2 upon L. So therefore H2 is equal to L into sin theta. So in this equation, instead of H2, what we can put? We can put L sin theta. So how we can write down this equation? PA is equal to gamma 2 L sin theta minus gamma 1 H1. ओके, तर आता याच्यामध्ये gamma 1 माहित आहे, H1 ची व्हॅल्यू फिक्स आहे, साइन थीटा हे थीटाची व्हॅल्यू पण फिक्स आहे. ओके, हे बदलत नाही, हे पण व्हॅल्यू फिक्स आहे. L ची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला फक्त काढायची आहे. गॅमा 2 पण आपल्याला या ठिकाणी फिक्स आहे. फक्त मेजर काय करायचं आपल्याला? ऑब्झर्वेशन लेंथ, म्हणजे किती मर्क्युरी या ठिकाणी या डेटम पासून पुढे गेलेला आहे किंवा एक्स पासून ह्या किती या ठिकाणी मुवमेंट झालेली आहे. दिस L वी हॅव टू मेजर and we have to put this value FL in this equation, and we can find out what is the intensity, pressure intensity inside the pipe. Okay, so this is the theory or concept of this inclined single column manometer. Okay, so write on the title, draw this diagram, write on this equation. त्याच्यामध्ये एक इक्वेशन एक स्टेप या ठिकाणी मी ऍड करतो, गॅमा 2 L sin theta minus gamma 1 H1. Write on this equation. And if you want to write down this equation in terms of mass density, you can write down this equation. Do it fast. Have you drawn this diagram and this formula written?
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall I move ahead? Should I take the next point? Is there any difficulty, any doubt from this point? Now we are going to solve one or two problems based upon this, and then we are going to see the next type of manometers, that is a differential manometer. Okay, let us solve a problem on this single column manometer. Write on the problem. A single column manometer is connected to a pipe containing a liquid of specific gravity 0.9 as shown in figure. Find the pressure in the pipe if area of the reservoir is 100 times the area of the tube for the manometer. The reading shown in figure below. The value of H1, H2 specific gravities has been given to you. Just use the formula P is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1, and putting that values, find out the value of pressure intensity inside the pipe. Here they have mentioned the area of the reservoir 100 times the area of the tube, but it has no significance here. Okay, delta H value is not also given, so it is not necessary to take. Just use that formula P is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1. While deriving that formula P is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1, already you have considered that reservoir having a larger size, and because of that, the first part of that equation, it can be neglected, delta H. Is it over to write down this problem? Do the calculation and tell me the answer. Yes, anyone has solved? Yes, Shubham. What is the answer? Shubham Murmute. Have you solved the problem? Your voice is not audible here. Check your mic is working there, or put your answers in the chat box, chat window. See, quite simple problem is there. Use this formula P is equal to gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 1 H1, and then put that values and find out the answer. Since actual levels of the mercury in the reservoir is used to calculate calculations, the area of reservoir is of no consequence. This is another problem. You can solve this problem at home. Has anyone got the same answer here? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similar kind of problem is there. You can solve it at home. Now let us move ahead. The second category or second main broad classification of the manometer is the differential manometers. Now already we have discussed about why it is called the differential manometer. Can anyone tell me what is the differential manometer or what is the use of differential manometer? If you remember, you can tell the answers. Yes. Who will tell? What is the use of differential manometer? Okay, you might have forgotten. See, differential. Yes. We're saying.
Differential manometer are used to measure the difference of pressure between 2 points in a pipe.
Correct. So Ankita has given the correct answer. Yuvraj also has given the answer. Measurement of pressure different points. Okay, correct. So both answers are correct. So see, simple manometers we use for measurement of the pressure at a single point. And if you want to measure the difference between the difference of pressure between 2 points, then we can go for using this differential manometers. Okay. In simple manometers, one end of the manometer is connected to the pipe and other end it is kept open to the atmosphere, right? Whatever the simple manometers we have seen, in that first we saw the piezometer. In piezometer also, one end is connected to the pipe and other end is open to the atmosphere, right? In second waves, we saw there the simple tube manometer. There also one end is connected to the pipe and other end is kept open to the atmosphere. Same thing is with the single column manometer. One end is connected to the pipe whose pressure is to be measured and other end is kept open to the atmosphere. But here, in case of differential manometers, both ends of the pipes that manometers are connected to the two pipes. Okay, connected to the pipes, either on the same pipe or on the two different pipes. Okay, but it is not a single pipe is open to the atmosphere. So that difference we should know between this simple manometer and differential manometer. Again, this differential manometers that can be classified into categories. First one is the U-tube differential manometer, and second one is the inverted U-tube differential manometer. Okay, जसं सिंपल U-tube मॅनोमीटर आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये काय केलंय, सिंपल ट्यूब मॅनोमीटर मध्ये इथपर्यंतचा पार्ट हा नव्हता, हा राहिलेला पार्ट आपण त्या ठिकाणी होता सिंपल ट्यूब मॅनोमीटर मध्ये. हे ऍडिशनल पार्ट हा पाईपला इकडे कनेक्ट केल्यानंतर this simple tube manometer, it can be not considered as this differential manometer. Okay. So first type is YouTube differential manometer. Why it is called differential manometer? We have discussed about this. It measures the difference of pressure between 2 points or 2 pipes. So that's why it is given the name as a differential manometer. Then there is another type, that is inverted YouTube manometer. Okay, as we regularly we use this kind of manometers in general purpose. Okay, and there is another kind of manometer. It's from its name itself, we will get some idea about that. And its name is inverted YouTube manometer. Okay, inverted YouTube differential manometer. So it is like that. This tube is inverted. Is YouTube आहे. YouTube ला काय केलं जातं? Invert केलं जातं. And this is called the inverted YouTube manometer. Okay, so the necessity of using this differential manometer is because of measuring the pressure difference between 2 points. Otherwise, for the single pipe, we have the manometers. Right. So now we'll see these both types of the differential manometers in details. First, we will see the YouTube differential manometers. Okay, this is the diagram for this simple YouTube differential manometer. Okay, so write on the title there, differential manometers in your notebook. Write on the title and then write down this sentence too. Next, write on the title first, YouTube differential manometer, and draw the diagram. In the diagram, you can see notations have been used for the liquid 1. One prefix has been used for the liquid 2 or the manometer fluid. 2 prefix suffix has been used, and for fluid 3 flowing through the pipe 3, pipe 2, it has been given the notation as 3. Okay, so here we can write down the equation accordingly. Who will tell me the equation for this differentiality manometer?
HA plus S1 H1 equal to HB plus H3 S2 S2 and H plus S3 S3.
Okay, correct. Same principle we have to apply. Under equilibrium condition, the pressure intensity in the left limb above the datum, या ठिकाणची pressure intensity, it must be equal to the pressure intensity above the datum, okay, in the right limb. So what are the pressure intensities in the left limb and what are in the right limb? In terms of pressure head, if you write down this equation, then this equation can be written like this: HA plus H1 S1 equal to HB plus H2 S2 plus H3 S3. Has everyone understood this?
Yes, sir.
Now, as we are measuring here pressure difference, let us take this pressure head on this this HB on the LHS, and we can write here HA minus HB equal to, okay, and take this H1 S1 on this side. HA minus HB equal to H2 S2 plus H3 S3 minus H1 S1. So this is the required equation to find out the difference in the pressure intensity. Now to find out the pressure intensity difference, same formula, gamma W into HA, that we have to use. Okay, has everyone drawn this diagram? Write on the title, write on the types of the differential parameters, draw the diagram. Is it over or not? I think it is not over, then we can draw it right now. Diagram काढून दिली सगळ्यांची. So these things, notations already you know, not necessary to write down. Write down this part. I will highlight. this one. Now, after finding this pressure head difference, we want to find out what is the pressure intensity difference. We know that pressure intensity P is equal to it is gamma into H, right? Therefore, H is equal to pressure head is equal to P upon gamma. The same principle we have to use here. Instead of HA, what we can write? HA is equal to PA divided by gamma W. Okay. Because to find out the pressure intensity, what we do? We multiplied by HA, we multiply by gamma W. So HA is equal to PA upon gamma W. So HA is equal to PA upon gamma W and HB is equal to PB upon gamma W. So here we can write PA upon gamma W minus PB upon gamma W is equal to, this part will be as it is. Here denominator is common, so therefore you can write like this, and if you take this on RHS side, you will get it multiplied by gamma W. Now, as we are aware about this bracket is nothing but this HA minus HB. So instead of writing this, also you can write here HA minus HB, just HA minus HB into gamma W. Okay, so therefore PA minus PB is equal to HA minus HB bracket complete into gamma W. Okay, so this is the equation for this. म्हणजे आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, पहिल्यांदा HA minus HB फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे आणि त्याला 9810 ने फक्त मल्टिप्लाय करायचं आहे, so that you will get the difference in the pressure intensity between 2 points or 2 pipes. Write down these equations. Do it fast. Is it over? Yes. I think writing this is over. So now this is alternate method. जे आपण second method वापरतो. Second method is quite simple. Both methods are simple. पण त्याच्यामध्ये स्टेप्स कमी होतात. सेकंड मेथड मध्ये काय करायचं आहे, अंडर इक्विलिब्रियम कंडिशन प्रेशर इंटेंसिटी इन द लेफ्ट लिम्ब इज इक्वल टू द प्रेशर इंटेंसिटी इन द राइट लिम्ब अबव द डेटम. व्हाट आर द प्रेशर इंटेंसिटी इन द लेफ्ट लिम्ब? विल टेल मी.
PA plus gamma 1 H1.
PA plus gamma 1 H1 plus not necessary, equal to
PB plus
plus
gamma 2 H2 plus gamma 3 H3.
Correct. So therefore, PA is equal to what you can write here, PA minus PB. हे PB कडे
PA minus PB.
आणि हे इकडे घेऊन जायचं. PA minus PB is equal to we can write here gamma 2 H2 plus gamma 3 H3 minus gamma 1 H1. Okay. So this equation directly we can write. So you can use either of these two methods while solving the problem. Okay. Alternate method or this method. This was the alternately it has been derived like this. Next type of manometer is the inverted YouTube differential manometer. Okay, write down the title. Inverted YouTube differential manometer. Inverted YouTube differential manometer. Again, the question should come in our mind that already there was a YouTube differential manometer, then why it was necessary to invent this kind of manometer again, inverted YouTube manometer? Yes, can anyone give the answer to this question? So the answer is there on the screen itself. Again, in your oral examination, the question may be asked on these two types of manometers. What is the difference between this this YouTube differential manometer and inverted YouTube manometer? You can see in the diagram, the YouTube is inverted. Here the YouTube is like this, okay, in regular fashion. And in inverted YouTube manometer, YouTube have वरती आणि pipe खाली आहे. This is the inverted YouTube manometer. उलटी केलेली आहे YouTube. What could be the reason behind that? And one more question arises here. Manometric liquid in terms of YouTube differential manometer is the mercury. And in case of differential inverted YouTube manometer, can we use the mercury as a manometric fluid there? And if you can't use the manometer as a manometric fluid in case of inverted YouTube manometer, what is the reason behind that? कोण सांगेल? प्रश्न समजला का? इन्व्हर्टेड YouTube मॅनोमीटर मध्ये आपण मर्क्युरी वापरतो का डिफरन्शियल हे करण्यासाठी मॅनोमेट्रिक फ्लुइड म्हणून? जर वापरत असेल तर का आणि नसेल तर का वापरू शकत नाही?
नाही वापरू शकत.
व्हॉट इज द
कारण
रिझन?
स्पेसिफिक ग्रॅव्हिटी जास्त आहे मर्क्युरीची. मर्क्युरी ग्रॅव्हिटीला म्हणजे ते खाली येणार ना त्यामुळे.
गुड. सो मयूरी इज थिंकिंग इन अ लॉजिकल वे. व्हॉट अबाउट अदर स्टुडंट्स? प्रेझेंटीला वर येतात का बाकीचे? जोपर्यंत तुम्ही सिरियसली लेक्चर अटेंड करत नाही तोपर्यंत तुम्हाला असे प्रश्न पडणार नाहीत किंवा प्रश्नांची उत्तर सांगता येणार नाहीत. खूप सिंपल प्रश्न आहेत विचारलेले मी. आणि काही प्रश्न मी लॉजिकल विचारलेले आहेत, म्हणजे तुम्हाला त्यासाठी उत्तर देण्यासाठी तुमचा बेस त्याचा अगोदर हे पाहिजे, माहित पाहिजे. Now Mayuri has attended all the lectures seriously, so she knows the concept of specific gravity, and she could give the answer correctly to this problem or this particular question. So in inverted YouTube manometer, if we use the mercury, what will happen? What is going to happen? The water is flowing through the pipes, right? And if you put the mercury inside this, then what is going to happen? Mercury is very heavy as compared to the water, and due to that reason, mercury cannot sustain, it cannot remain there inside this inverted tube, and it will flow inside the pipe. So what kind of liquid we should use here in case of inverted YouTube manometer? That is another question.
लेस स्पेसिफिक ग्रॅव्हिटी ज्याची असेल लिक्विड पेक्षा ते.
Correct. We have to use such kind of liquid whose specific gravity is less than that of the liquid flowing through the pipe. For example, if water is flowing through the pipes here, right? So we should prefer to use the liquid such as oils, which are having specific gravity less than water. Okay, water is specific gravity 1 आहे, oil specific gravity काही oil 0.8 असते, काही oil 0.9 असते. So as they are lighter in weight, they cannot sink down below the water. Okay, they will remain there on the upside. So that is another reason behind using the liquids, lighter liquid. So what is the reason behind inventing this manometer, differential manometer, inverted ET? लोकांना शास्त्रज्ञांना काही काम नव्हते म्हणून त्यांनी हे शोधलं का? काय त्याच्या मागचं काही कारण होतं? Was there any reason? Am I not audible?
स्पेसिफिक ग्रॅव्हिटी म्हणजे ऑइल जे असणार ते कमी असल्यामुळे लिक्विडची हाईट इन्क्रीज, कमी प्रेशर नाही होणार.
Correct. See, Ankita, my voice is not reaching to you. Ankita, is there any difficulty? Other students, let me know from your side whether my voice is reaching to you or not. One of the student is saying that.
No, sir, clear. Clear, yes, sir.
येते ना आवाज?
हो, sir.
Ankita, there might be some network issue at your place. Okay. Go in the place where there is a strong network connection is there. So the answer given by the Mayur is quite appreciable, whatever she has told. See, scientists were using the this differential tube manometer. YouTube differential manometer they वापरत होते, but they were using the mercury in the differential tube manometer, right? But mercury is very heavy. It is having specific gravity 13.6. So for a small variation in the pressure intensity, there will not be a variation in the mercury. It will not be very visible. Okay, त्याच्यामधलं जे फ्लक्च्युएशन आहे, फॉर एक्झाम्पल से या साईडला एक लेफ्ट साईडला एक पाईप आहे, राईट साईडला एक पाईप आहे आणि याचे डिफरन्शियल मॅनोमीटर असं कनेक्ट केलेलं आहे. ठीक आहे, आणि या पॉइंटमध्ये बॅटरी इज डिस्चार्ज. ओके, या पाईपमध्ये सपोज प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी जास्त आहे, पाईप ए आणि पाईप बी किंवा पॉईंट ए आणि पॉईंट बी म्हणूया, यातली जर प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी जास्त असेल तर काय होईल, या ठिकाणी प्रेशर हा इकडे असा डिफरन्शियल वाढ, मर्क्युरी या ठिकाणी राईज होईल, बरोबर आहे. बट जर हा प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी याचे व्हेरिएशन खूप कमी असेल, देन यातलं व्हेरिएशन आपल्याला इझिली डिटेक्ट नाही होणार. चेंज जो आहे इट कॅनॉट बी इझिली डिटेक्टेड. सो ज्या ठिकाणी अशा कामामध्ये किंवा अशा रिसर्चमध्ये ज्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला हे स्मॉल व्हेरिएशन ऑफ प्रेशर जर आपल्याला मेजर करायचं असेल, ओके, प्रेशर डिफरन्स खूप लहान कमी आहे आणि तो मर्क्युरीचा आपण जर वापर केला तर तो आपल्याला डिटेक्ट नाही होणार, बरोबर आहे. टू अवॉइड सच काइंड ऑफ लिमिटेशन, सायंटिस्ट हॅव थॉट ऑन इट अँड दे हॅव कम अप विथ सोल्युशन. दे थॉट दॅट व्हॉट इफ जर आपण याच्यापेक्षा कमी वेटचं जर आपण लिक्विड या ठिकाणी वापरलं, केमी स्पेसिफिक ग्रॅव्हिटीचं, फॉर एक्झाम्पल आपण जर ऑइल वापरलं, देन वी विल गेट मोर फ्लक्च्युएशन. म्हणजे थोडा जरी प्रेशर डिफरन्स झाला तरी हे लाईट असल्यामुळे, ऑइल लाईट असल्यामुळे त्या ठिकाणी लगेच आपल्याला या ठिकाणी फ्लक्च्युएशन दिसेल. म्हणजेच काय, ऑइल विल बी मोर सेन्सिटिव्ह फॉर दी स्मॉलर चेंज इन द प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी. थोडा जरी प्रेशर डिफरन्स झाला त्या ठिकाणी झाला तरी आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी इझिली डिटेक्ट करता येऊ शकतं, कारण त्याची सेन्सिटिव्हिटी जास्त आहे, लाईटर असल्यामुळे, हे त्याचं वेट कमी असल्यामुळे किंवा स्पेसिफिक ग्रॅव्हिटी कमी असल्यामुळे. Then the next problem come here that if you use the oil here with the water, as the oil is having specific gravity less than the water, okay, what is going to happen? What will happen in this case? This oil will start to come in the pipe. Okay, oil lighter असल्यामुळे काय होईल, पाणी खाली, ऑइल खाली नाही राहू शकणार, पाणी खाली जाईल आणि ऑइल वरती येईल, बरोबर आहे. So to avoid that, they have done, they have made the arrangement of the inverted differential manometer. अशा मॅनोमीटरची त्यांनी अरेंजमेंट केली आणि अशा पद्धतीने इन्व्हर्टेड ट्यूब मॅनोमीटरचा त्या ठिकाणी शोध लावला. Everyone understood what is the importance of this inverted tube manometer?
Yes, sir.
An inverted differential manometer is used for measuring the difference of low pressure where accuracy is prime consideration. Okay, ज्या कामामध्ये accuracy खूप महत्वाची आहे अशा कामामध्ये आपण हे इन्व्हर्टेड ट्यूब डिफरन्शियल मॅनोमीटर आपण वापरू. फॉर एक्झाम्पल रिसर्च वर्क असेल किंवा कुठलाही करत असेल आणि त्याच्यामध्ये स्मॉल फ्लक्च्युएशन प्रेशरच होते आणि ते आपल्याला डिटेक्ट करायचं आहे, तर त्या केसमध्ये we cannot go for using the U-tube differential manometer. Instead of that, we have to go for using inverted U-tube manometer. So what does it consist? It consists an inverted U-tube containing light liquid. For low pressure difference, large deflection in the measuring liquid occurs. थोडं जरी फ्लक्च्युएशन झालं तरी या ठिकाणी डिफ्लेक्शन आपल्याला जास्त पाहायला भेटतं and measurements can be made accurately. Okay, आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी more accurate measurements आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी करता येऊ शकतात. So this was about the inverted U-tube manometer. Okay, theory part. Now we want to derive the equation for finding the pressure difference, that is PA minus PB or PB minus PA. What will be the equation? The procedure for deriving this equation is similar to the previous that U-tube differential manometer. The notations are same here. S1, S2, S3. Okay, S2 and या ठिकाणी S3 म्हणायला पाहिजे. S3, H1, H2, H3. These are the notations we have used. Now who will tell me there is some one difference is there. Let me know from your side whether it will be possible for you to find out that difference. It is somewhat difficult to understand or to what you can say come to in mind. Okay, लक्षात यायचं पण थोडं डिफिकल्ट आहे. See, here is the pressure intensity PA. या ठिकाणी pressure intensity आहे PB. Okay, we will go directly by using the second alternate method. या ठिकाणचा weight density आहे आपली gamma 1. ह्याची weight density आहे gamma 2. ह्याची weight density आहे gamma 3. Right? Now who will tell me the equation?
PA minus gamma 1 H1 equal to PB minus gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 3 H3.
Correct. Have you studied earlier or just right now you are thinking on it and telling the answer?
सर आताच.
Okay, good. So your analytical abilities are quite good, I can say. See here, in inverted tube manometer, pressure intensity PA. Now this pressure, it is positive pressure. Where this pressure will act? Here, in upward direction, right? This pressure PB, in which direction it is going to act? It is acting in upward direction, right? Now pressure intensity, because of this column of liquid, time okay, within a minute I will finish this, then you can leave the session. हा जो column आहे ह्याची pressure intensity, whether it will act in upward direction or in downward direction. Give the answer quickly.
Downward direction.
Downward direction, correct. What is the reason? Because gravitational force is acting on it. That's a weight जे आहे ते कोणत्या direction मध्ये act होणार आहे? Downward direction मध्ये. So here it is acting in downward direction. What is that pressure intensity? Gamma 1 H1. It is acting in downward direction. What about this gamma 2 H2 pressure intensity? It is acting in which direction?
Downward.
Downward. Again, this column, pressure intensity because of this column of liquid, gamma 3 H3, it is acting in downward direction because again the gravitational force is acting on this thing. Okay. But if you consider, you see here, this PA and PB both are acting in upward direction, and these three pressure indices are acting in downward direction. So here we have to decide the notation. Okay, upward, the pressure intensity is acting in upward direction. Let us consider it as a positive, and the pressure intensity is acting in downward direction. Let's consider them as a negative. So here datum, where will be the datum? The pressure intensity ज्या ठिकाणी मर्क्युरी किंवा जे लिक्विड आहे manometric liquid ज्या ठिकाणी कमी असेल, that will be considered as a datum. Okay, at this datum, pressure intensity in the left limb, what are that? Using the notation PA, it is acting in upward direction, so we have taken here positive value. Then this is the pressure intensity. How it is acting? It is acting in downward direction, so here notation will be minus. Okay, negative. So minus, you can write here gamma 1 H1. अजून काय काय ठिकाणी काय नाहीये, equal to on the left right hand side here. First of all, positive कुठल्या याच्यामध्ये PB, which is acting in upward direction, so we can write here PB. Then gamma 2 H2, it is acting in downward direction, so we can write here notation minus, so we can write here gamma 2 H2, right? What about the gamma 3 H3? It is also acting in downward direction, I can write here minus gamma 3 H3. Okay, therefore take this PB on this side, gamma 1 H1 on this side. So PA minus PB is equal to, this will become positive, gamma 1 H1 minus, so this will remain as it is, minus gamma 2 H2 minus gamma 3 H3. Okay, so this is our required equation for this inverted U-tube differential manometer. Everyone understood this? Is there any doubt in this? Draw the diagram. Write on the title, inverted U-tube manometer. Draw this diagram. Till that I will take your attendance. Do it fast.
Recording in progress.
So is it complete? I have drawn the diagram. I have taken your attendance. Now you can leave the session. Those students who have drawn the diagram, they can leave the session. Others, you can draw the diagram. I will wait. So thank you all of you for your patience listening in the lectures. Those students who have completed, you can leave the session.